Hey there, Andrew Carruthers here, Education Director for Sam Villa, and today we want to address one of those big questions that everyone has, both hairdressers and clients alike. What is my face shape, and how do I get a haircut that complements it? The answer might surprise you. Stay tuned. So you may have heard that there's this handful of different face shapes, which is round and square and diamond and heart-shaped, and the list goes on and on and on. And there's lots of content out there about if you have this particular kind of face shape, then you should get these types of haircuts. Now, here's the big challenge, is that most of you, especially if you're clients sitting at home looking at yourself in the mirror, you're actually not very good at figuring out what your face shape is. And so I can tell you from experience, and I know that there's going to be a bunch of hairdressers out there that agree with this, so many of our guests that sit in our chairs, the immediate response is, I have a round face. 9 times out of 10, they're not accurate. And based on that, they've read things that tell them, oh, you're only supposed to have these certain haircuts. And so they're already blocked in their mind on what their potential and possibilities are. So if you're a salon guest out there, if you're a client, the first thing we're going to ask you to do is leave those decisions to your hairdresser. Allow us to assist you in finding those things and let go of what you think you can and can't have, because honestly, there's probably a much bigger range. Now, there are things that we can do though to really pay attention to balance and features within face shape. So here's kind of a basic principle to think about. Whatever lines we draw, we'll draw the eye's focus to those lines and to the points in those lines. So, for example, here's a very strong line, and that line is horizontal. So where does it draw your eye? Side to side. So you're probably going to see right away that this, and by the way, these are all the exact same mannequin, which might surprise you because the face shapes look so different. And these are made by our friends at Pivot Point. This is our Lydia mannequin head that we created with Pivot Point. It's available on our website. But the point is they came from a manufacturing plant, so they're equal. Now, look at the strong wide line here in comparison to this very long diagonal line here. This face shape is very open. It might even look a little bit more square to you on the video. This girl with the more diagonal long lines sweeping across the cheekbones is going to feel a little bit more top to bottom and a little more elongated. So you can use those principles to balance things in the face shape. And really one of the biggest things we want to focus on in face shape is what do we like and what do we not like? Because if we don't like how wide the face shape is, then we want to do things to draw the attention away from that. But maybe they have beautiful, beautiful eyes or incredible cheekbones. So we can do things to draw the attention to those things that we do like. So for example, let's use that example. If she has kind of a wider face shape where we want to draw some attention away from the roundness here, but she's got great eyes, then maybe something like this is fantastic for that face shape because the length here is still drawing attention right to those eyes, right to those really beautiful features that she has. But then this length is draping off into the corners and drawing the eye down and away from what's happening here in the roundness of the cheeks. So it's really just finding something that balances those things, points to what we love, and maybe covers up what we don't. And of course, length top to bottom is going to play a big role in this too. Even just the perimeter length, this being shorter, this being a little more medium, and then this being longer, that affects the overall face shape really dramatically as well. And you can see that between the 3 different things. Now, finally, here's the big thing about face shape. There is always one thing that will trump face shape, and that's personality. We have seen so many examples of people that have these incredible haircuts that we just absolutely love, and they seem to fit them so perfectly, but they don't make sense from this principle of balance. They don't make sense based on all the rules that we were taught about face shapes and what types of haircuts fit those face shapes. And it all came down to the personality of the person wearing them. Because they had that personality that allowed them to have this short little chewy baby fringe, it didn't matter that they also had very wide features because they rocked it, they owned it. And so don't let things like face shape create this box that you're held into. Definitely think about balance, think about bringing out those features, and think about how the haircut might draw attention away from things that we don't want to see. But also take into account, what is the personality of that guest sitting in your chair? What is your personality as the salon guest sitting in the chair? And what type of haircut fits that part too? It's just as important, maybe even more important. So hopefully some of these tips will help you out and also loosen up the mindset and get away from being so stuck with these face shapes. If you have any questions, you have any thoughts that you want to share with us, we want to hear from you. We want to have a dialogue with you, and we'll definitely do our best to respond. So just leave those in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Andrew Carruthers, Education Director for Sam Villa.